Hi guys, welcome to another video here. My name is Ikena, and yeah, I'll just be discussing with you today on my simple YouTube setup. You can start this with a pretty minimal budget. You don't need to have the biggest gear to get started, especially if you're making videos like this and you're not too much into editing and videography and all that. So today I'll just be showing my simple YouTube setup. I'll start by mentioning the equipment that I use, and then I'll go on to show you guys what it looks like. First, I'm using the Sony ZV-E10, which is my main camera. I don't have any other camera, it's my only camera actually. It's called the Sony ZV-E10. I chose this camera for so many reasons, just due to its simplicity and the way the buttons are laid out. Like there's a straight button right there for you to just start recording. That makes it very easy for me. I'm not too much into cameras, and the knowledge of it is not my thing. But yeah, like this is why I chose this camera. The main thing is just its simplicity. It's pretty laid out. Even the menu buttons are just like easy to interact with, and it also has a 4K video shooting, so that capability is important for me as well, just to have quality video. And finally, the main reason is because it's a budget camera. It's about $1,000. There are other cameras that are much more affordable, I would say around $600, like the Canon M50, but that's a camera that's definitely older and doesn't have the 4K features as well. So this is the main reason I chose this camera. Once again, it's called the Sony ZV-E10. You can get this on Amazon, Best Buy, or any other outlet out there. Secondly, I'm using the Rode VidMic Pro, Video Mic Pro. I think that's what it's called. It's about $69. This is a very old microphone that a lot of YouTubers started with. I don't really get that much. It picks up my voice. I like it. I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I have transitioned from different microphones. I had bought even the Blue Yeti microphone recently, but that didn't work for me. I just don't like the shape and also the way it sounded. I don't know, maybe I wasn't getting the best quality out of it. But also because I'm running my audio into the camera, I'm not recording audio separately per se. But I'll get to that in a minute. Just to make everything simple for me in terms of syncing up the video as well, I run the audio straight into the camera. I don't want to waste time with this thing, so I just want to focus mainly on my content instead of the production. Production is nice, but equally the content you're putting out there is much more important. So I'm using the Rode VidMic Pro for my mic, as my microphone is mounted on the camera right now. But the microphone that you see here, honestly I don't remember the name, but I use this as a backup microphone, just like I recorded into my what is it called, my computer, just for backup audio, recording the audio separately. Most times I don't use it, but just because I do like the microphone in front of me like this, I take that opportunity as well to just like record the audio separately as well. This is something you definitely do not have to do. You just need the camera and the Rode VidMic. You plug it straight into the camera and you're good to go. I have two one softbox light here actually, and another one on my right here, which is an umbrella light that just for the light effect, obviously, for you to be able to see me. And that's pretty much my setup. Obviously the camera is on a tripod, and this is mounted on a boom arm. That's what it's called. And that's it. The background is pretty much a wall art as well. So and that's it. I'm gonna go straight into showing you what this looks like. I will be switching to my phone camera. So yes, this is the camera. That's the Sony ZV-E10, and that's the microphone mounted on it. So it's pretty much like this. And that's the tripod. It's on a tripod, obviously. And this is microphone, obviously, that I have, that I just run the audio into my computer, just as a backup audio for me. It's not necessary, you don't have to do that, but that's just my own preference. And you can see the light, obviously. If I flash too much into it, it's gonna get a little dark, but this is the softbox light that I use. It has a remote control for me to be able to dim, reduce the light, and increase it, which is very convenient. And then I also have the umbrella light on this side as well. So that's pretty much it. I'll be switching back to my camera in 1, 2, 3. It's me just recording the background of the YouTube setup. I know that the audio might sound a little bit different, but that's fine. So I'm essentially using my camera to record, but this is where I mount it, and that's the light. I already showed this in the video, but I'm just doing it from a different angle. And that's the other box light as well. And this is the wall art that I have for the background. I also have a little touch here where I put in a smart plug that controls all of the YouTube setup. Sorry, forgive the audio and the lighting of this video because everything is concentrated here, but it's just a little touch for me, in terms of having this permanent setup. I want to have this as a permanent setup for my channel, because half of the time when you are doing YouTube, you are literally spending that time arranging and doing your setup and measuring the tripod and the lights. If I always have to close this and fold it away and put it away in one corner, I will be spending a lot of time doing this over and over again. So I have this almost as a permanent setup for just when I'm in the mood, when I'm in that mindset, I just sit down here and I press record. Like Think Media, I just press record. So I have that smart switch over there that kind of helps me control my YouTube setup. So if I say, Alexa, turn off the YouTube studio.
Okay.
Look at that, everywhere goes dark. So, and everything is off right now. The audio, every single thing is just off. But if I say, Alexa, turn on the YouTube studio.
Okay.
It all comes back on. So that's a good touch. I have a remote here for this other box light. So I like to use the white. Cool. So when I switch that, this is ideally what the setup is like. I just want to chip that in the video, and we're just going back in 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that's pretty much my YouTube setup. Like I said, you don't need the biggest gear to get started with YouTube. You can literally start with what you have right now. If you don't have a camera, that's fine. You can start with your phone. Starting with your phone is a good idea, but I wouldn't encourage you to keep to go on with your phone. At some point, I would say switch to a digital camera. Get a DSLR, get a mirrorless camera. Get the Sony ZV-E10. This is a very budget, good camera for you to produce your videos as well. And you get started on YouTube. If you're doing more talking videos like I'll be doing, you don't need to have so much going on in your video. YouTube is basically transitioning, okay? There are some things that you don't need to have in your videos right now. You don't need an outro. You certainly don't need an intro. You certainly don't need an outro, okay? Like a lot of people do all those videos where they have an intro and an outro with themselves, pictures of themselves, Instagram, with some music. You don't need that. Just if you're planning to do that, if you're planning to have an intro and outro, get rid of that in your mind. People are more focused on what you're saying and the quality content that you're putting out there, and nothing else, okay? Because you want to keep your videos very simple. And if you're like me and you don't have time, you just want to produce this and put out something that is good out there and just not worry about getting slapped with copyright. So if you're doing talking videos like I am, this is a pretty easy setup that you could use. And that's about it with my gear. I'm not gonna go too much into the technicalities of the features of the camera. If you want to know more about the Sony ZV-E10, I'm sure there are a lot of videos out there that can teach you about this camera, and that can, let you know what are the features that this camera has. But like I said, for me, keeping things simple is my goal. Keeping things minimal is my goal. Okay, so you, like, a lot of people think they need this and they need that and they need that to actually get started. You don't need any of that. Some of those things can give you motivation. That's cool, but at some point you have to really begin to draw the line on focusing and obsessing a lot about gear than actually focusing and obsessing a lot more about your content, your creation, what you're saying. It's more important than all that stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you on the next one. My name is Ikenna. See you.